You guys, Ryan Reynolds is so freaking annoying, and he's not like he's everywhere. His PR team is really working his moves because he has this John Candy documentary, and I think it comes out today. I hope it comes out today because that means like he can take a break from my screen. It is a Amazon Prime. He must have a deal with Amazon Prime. He and his wife because they're doing that. She did A Simple Favor, and actually, one of my son's baseball friend's dads is an executive at Amazon Prime. I'm going to ask him over the weekend. I'm going to see him this weekend. I'm going to say something. But he had 2 interviews in the last 2 days that I saw. One was with Mark and Kelly, and it was insufferable. It was truly insufferable. He seems so unlikable, and I'm like, I can't decide if I would feel this way had it not been for the Justin Baldoni Blake Lively case. Was he always this unlikable and we just had blinders on, or did he become more unlikable because of this? This is what I don't get about Ryan Reynolds. I can't decide if we just don't like him now, or did we always not like him and now we just are realizing it. Like, I can't put my finger on it, but Mark and Kelly, who are also a little insufferable, I have to be honest. Do you guys feel the same way? I don't know why. They drive me nuts lately. Maybe it's because of Ryan Reynolds. He was on their show. It's a lot of ass kissing. That's what bothers me about all of it. Hollywood is just a bunch of ass kissing. And I don't like it. I don't like fake ass kissing people. This is his little spiel on Mark and Kelly. Everything he does feels mean coded. Let's watch a little bit of it.
I wasn't sure if you were here, so I was like, I better talk about that lost cat just in case we need more time.
About 5 minutes before we came on set, we get a text from Ryan.
I read it out loud if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was coming from upstate, and then you guys decided to move 80 blocks south.
Did you just find that out today, did you?
This is how I think I even said it in the text. This is how I find out. I said, morning. I gave to both of you. You texted both of you. I said, morning. Gave myself 2 full hours from upstate, but I'm sitting on the Hudson in what could only be described as the second act of Sharknado 10. Unwatchable, but I'm sitting here. It's happening, and there's nothing I can do about it. Waze is saying I arrive at 9:15 a.m. The other map says I'd get here earlier if I did the worm for 50 blocks. But I'm 48 and I'd rather get a vasectomy the normal way.
Why is there always
The good news is I'm
sex
dressed
joke?
and I don't care about makeup the way Mark does. I'll walk right out there like I'm starring in a damn Dove commercial, celebrating my inner beauty. So what if I don't look 5 hours younger through the magic of cosmetics? I hate being late, but I'm coming. Tell this to the most terrified person wearing a headset. I believe it's Beth. I love you both. Yeah, and it was. Beth was here, looked terrified wearing a headset.
Yeah.
But I'm here.
You made it worth the wait.
Okay, the interview continues on. Let me ask you a question. Who writes text messages this way? This is his thing. He's always written these text messages that are like soliloquies, these long ass. Both he and Blake are very word salady. They're very long. They're very long worded and long winded and annoying. So a lot of walking and talking and words, right? So many words. It's really odd. And everyone's just dancing around the elephant in the room. Everyone's just talking about Ryan and just talking about the movie. And no one, Enrique just asked and just said in the comments that it's so wild to me that his wife is going through a massive, massive lawsuit. And no one is saying, is Blake okay? How's Blake doing? Is she handling everything okay right now? Or just how's married life going? Or how's Blake? We miss Blake or nothing. There's no word about Blake right now. Like Blake is silent. And every random moment, Ryan will throw in my wife, My wife. He'll throw in my wife. But it's like Blake disappeared from his life. He decided Blake is not good for my career, so I will drop her like that. It's the weirdest, most self-serving, narcissistic thing I've ever seen in my entire life. This is a good husband. Not. It's crazy. And then, of course, Page 6 picks up an article. I couldn't even dare watch, he on Seth Meyers, and I would never, ever make you guys watch this. But he was on Seth Meyers yesterday, and he did have this one part of his interview picked up. And of course, it's again like some uncomfortable, strange article about him and his family. And it says why Ryan Reynolds would never have had 4 kids with Blake Lively if son Olin was born first. These poor kids. It's really wild. You never, ever, ever hear every question about his kids is always like some negative. Every answer about his kids is always a negative. He never talks about his family in like a positive, loving way. Do you notice that? It's always a joke. And he'll always frame it that it's a joke. But he always says something about his kids and his wife, and it's negative. And he frames it like it's just a joke. But it's so wild that he never speaks about his family in a loving, positive way. His jokes are always written or his words are always written in a very negative way. He basically says, oh my God. Listen to this article. Reynolds explained that there was nothing violent or creepy going on in their New York home before Olin's arrival. He came out with 3 things on his mind. It was violence, breasts, and engines. The Deadpool star noted that his girls were just so easy compared to a son who wants to break everything. He would have given himself a punching vasectomy before having 3 boys at first, something he would have not allowed to happen. When Seth Meyers asked whether James, Inez, and Betty feel like Olin is an HR issue, Reynolds replied, I do. He joked, I'm like in direct competition with this young man. Lively referred to Olin as romantic in a March sit-down with Seth Meyers. She said, when I walk in, he goes, Mama, my love. He just like announces that I'm the love of his life at all times, which is just the best feeling in the world. I get dressed every day. I'm like a girl in middle school. Like, oh my gosh, I hope he like says something, she said. She calls their house chaos, etc. And she talks about the kids, saying that, how funny the kids are. At least Blake, I mean, I hate to say this, but at least Blake talks positively about her kids. He speaks disgustingly about his family. I'm sorry. Ryan is officially he's a horrible husband, the way he talked about Blake last week when he said F you to her. And he made it like a joke when he was like, who called him back? Who was it? Bill Murray. Bill Murray's on the phone. Wasn't it Bill Murray? It's like, Bill Murray called me back. Fuck you. And then now he's like, my son is an HR issue. He's violent and he's in direct competition with me. You are a horrible human being, maybe. In my opinion. It's wild. She says that during her pretty intense year, the kids have been her lifeline. He says that during a pretty intense year, the kids have been his competition. This doesn't seem healthy, right? There is something incredibly unhealthy going on there. And I don't care how much he still is wearing that wedding ring. You know that relationship is so soured. Yesterday, you know how everyone's still questioning, are Blake and Taylor still friends? Are Blake and Taylor still friends? Well, they're definitely not friends. You